What's going on? This is a video of how to test the calibration of your throttle position sensor on a 1995 Lexus LS400, and I think this should be the same for 96 and 97. If you're 98 or later, or 94 or earlier, it may be different. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the throttle body off the car, ideally, if you're doing a cleaning or something like that. You're going to hook your multimeter up to the throttle position sensor, which is this black thing on the side here. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hook up to the second and fourth pins. And I don't know if I can show that, but basically this thing has 4. You see how I'm on 2 and 4. 4, I think, is the ground. And I'm kind of counting from the top there. So you see how I'm on 2 and 4. And basically the test per the factory service manual is when there's 0% clearance between the lever and stop screw. And I'm going to show you what that is in a second. But that basically means it's closed. So just at rest, closed. The resistance should be between 0.34 and 6.3. You see it's at 0.56, so that's fine. Then what you're going to do is you're going to open it up. Again, this is for terminals VTA1 and E2. So that's 2 and 4 from the top. So you're going to open it up. You're going to check out what that is. So I'm going to open it up all the way. And we're going to see what that goes to. All the way open. So it's at 3.68. And that is between 2.4 and 11.2. So I think we're good. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect terminals IDO1 and E2. So we're going to stay connected on the 4th, but then we're going to move down to the 3rd. So we're going to be on the 3rd and the 4th. So I'm going to see if I can hold the camera and do that. Hopefully I don't look too stupid trying to do this. I'm going to take the clip off there and I'll try to get it on number 3. Can't really see that, but trust me, it's on the 3rd one. You can see that's changed a little bit. Okay, so now the test. This is a little bit trickier. Basically, you're doing this test with specific clearances. And I'm going to show you where that is. But ideally, you've got some of these little feeler gauges, or whatever they're called. You see I got one that's 0.4 and another that's 0.65 millimeters. So you're going to start with the 0.4. And that's going to simulate, I think, it just, just being open to touch. And where you got to put this thing on it is, I think some people, and I actually, like a dumbass, was putting it somewhere up here. It's actually, it's kind of a round back. So if this is the side that's kind of mounted and facing on the car, the stop screw that you're mounting this into is down here. It's really out of focus, but let me see if I can move it and show you without knocking this whole thing over. Is basically, here we go. It's that, the top of that, where this kind of flat thing comes down and rests on the top of that screw. That's where you're sticking it in, okay? If you do it in the wrong place, it's not going to work, and you're going to waste a bunch of time like I did. So you're going to stick the feeler in that and then measure some resistances. So what I'm going to do is, let me put this phone down for a second, figure out how to do this while recording. But basically, maybe I can show you. Basically, we're going in there. And I'm just gonna lift it up. Oh, just slightly, get it in there. Okay, it's in. And it's just barely open. All right, what's it reading? 0.17. Barely changed, okay? But the key is, with that feeler in that's 40, it's got to be 0.5 or less. But then, when you put 0.65 in, it should basically be going to 1. And that's the next one that we're going to do. So I'm going to take out the 0.4. And I'm going to take the 0.65. And let me just put this phone down for a second, because I'm going to try to get something better to do these videos if I keep doing this, because this is stupid for you guys to have to watch me struggle. But basically, now I'm going to take the 0.65, and you got to stick it in there and let it rest down on the 0.65 so that it's just barely open. And you can see it went to 1, okay? And I have the 6.5 in there, okay? So that's telling you it is just barely open. So the difference, again, the whole point is with the 0.4, you should still have continuity. I mean, you should be at 0.5 or less, but then 0.65, it should go to 1. If that is not properly calibrated, then what you have to do is loosen. There's a screw here and one on the other side. You loosen it, and you kind of have to, real time, as you're watching the multimeter, adjust it. It's spring loaded so that you get to this result. I'm not going to try to show that, but that's basically what you have to do, is you have to loosen this and then play with it until you get it. But the most important thing is, I think, you need to have these correct feeler gauges, and you need to be adjusting in the right place. You're not messing around with this stuff up here unless the unit is obviously, I don't know, damaged or broken or something. The thing that you're playing around with is kind of hidden back here, and that confused me at first. Okay, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not an engineer. I'm not going to say what I do for a living, but as far away from that, if I got something wrong or said something stupid, please just comment so I can learn. I'm trying to give back because I learned so much from videos on YouTube, and I'm going to try to do a few more of these as I'm working on my 95 LS400. All right, take care.